Well, sorry, Facebook. I just noticed that for the YouTube recording, my microphone was off. So I am saying again that this is the 30-day God wants to talk to you challenge, day 13. And we're reading the letter first, and then we record. No, we contemplate. Damn. We read, we contemplate, we read again. Okay. Dear God, what would you have me know today? My love, you are here to bring the code of unconditional love to humanity. Unconditional love is different from what you, humanity, have made it mean. You are a species of conditions. Your current experience is filled with and built on conditions. To love unconditionally doesn't mean to ignore your natural conditions. It means lifting your experience and expression of love to a different plane of existence altogether. The version of you that loves unconditionally and the version of you that simply cannot exists in two separate realities. They are both you, but they don't touch. They only touch in the idea that they are you. As you surrender more and more, you come to love the moment before you can even fathom a thought of judgment, good or bad. You become a being of love whose only experience of anything is utter trust and flow. You will call this bliss, and it will be your natural state soon. Stay open, choose trust, and allow my light to inform you deeper and deeper and deeper. This is what happened at the beach just now, by the way. Everything is perfect. I love you, and I am right here, God. So, I said before in the previous recording that I spent the weekend at the Baltic Sea. And on Saturday, we had beautiful weather the whole weekend through, but on Saturday, we went to the beach. Sorry. And and I also have just spent 4 months in Bali in heat, humidity, lots of sun. I'm young, healthy. My body is very good with heat and sunlight. And so after like an hour or something outside in the sun, I had this like a weird off feeling in my body. And it was nothing in particular. And so I was like, this feels like a sun, like what's it called? Like a heat, is it called a heat stroke? I don't know. It's like when you've had too much sun and then you feel off and you have a little bit of a fever and whatnot. Um, why do I feel like I've said this before? I feel like I'm having a deja vu right now. And I just told my family I need a minute. I am going to just lay down and be, and then I'll join them later for the rest of the day. And so I lay down, and I think I had like a teeny tiny mini nap, and then I just felt pulled to write, and then I wrote, and then this came through. And later that day, I even read that we had like a huge influx in the Schumann resonance on Earth with the magnetic storms and whatnot. I'm actually not 100% sure, but I just know that this has an impact on us humans. And so what came through here was light informs us, informs our bodies. And it's not just like, are you in the sun or not? It's also, where are you? what are the circumstances right now, which depending on what our situation is, what our circumstances are, it opens us to different kinds of information in the field. And so in my case, I was with my family and with my extended family. And as we all know, inside our family, there's a lot of like patterns and ancestral repeating stuff and things to heal from the past. And that is in itself a very potent condition. And then when the sunlight of my home country hit me, which Bali has different light codes for me, different earth codes and different light codes for me. But here back home with my family surrounding me, the light just hit different. And then after this nap and after writing it out, I was like, all right, I think it moved through. And then I went back to the beach, spent another 3 hours at the beach, no problem whatsoever. And that was very interesting to me. And that's just the light piece that came through. And then the unconditional love piece, which is also very interesting to me. And the thought or the, let's say, concept of, because I was always, waiting for the moment, and this is kind of starting now to happen, where I can look at us, humanity, being beings of conditions. Our whole world is conditioned because we live in duality. And I also knew that unconditional love is a thing, is truth for us, is a truth available to us. And so I was like, well, but how can we bring those two together? By definition, unconditional love means existing outside of conditions. And now that I understand that we have several planes of existence, which we exist on simultaneously, now I can bring them together because they all come together in me. But there is the me that operates as in the human realm and has conditions, is confronted with conditions all everywhere. And so in the human realm, love is also conditional. But there's another realm. Rumi says there's a field beyond the idea of good and bad, and I'll meet you there. Something like that. And so there is a version of us that actually does exist outside duality, outside the world, the land of conditions. And we are also that. And it is a matter of ultimately choice, which the choice really only becomes available to us as we progress on our path of evolution, of healing. But it becomes available. It's up to us to walk that journey and to get to a point where we are able to choose that. And becoming a being of love, that's what it says here. You become a being of love whose only experience of anything is utter trust and flow. And you will call this bliss. That is also a version of us. And I have had moments of that, like flashes of that, utter flow and trust and surrender. In like the purity of this experience, where real bliss is really wild. It's serene, it's pristine, it's clear, it's clean, it's like it's so free, it's like white light personified. That's how I have felt in those moments. Just free of anything and everything, just pure being, and the pure beingness is just wonderful, just blissful. Bliss is really a really good word for that. Yes. And then when I read those prophecies in my letters, not in my letters I write down, but it's God's letter. I know that those prophecies are true. And so it says, you will call this bliss and it will be your natural state soon. So that's where we're going. That's where we're going. I keep, referring to Bali as my like biggest yet moment of awakening. But I have a feeling there's a lot coming. There's more coming. Yeah. Yeah. I think I know that's true. All right. We'll read again. Letter before. I forgot to read again. Well, dear God, what would you have me know today? My love, you are here to bring the code of unconditional love to humanity. Unconditional love is different from what you, humanity, have made it mean. You are a species of conditions. Your current experience is filled with and built on conditions. To love unconditionally doesn't mean to ignore your natural conditions. It means lifting your experience and expression of love to a different plane of existence altogether. The version of you that loves unconditionally and the version of you that simply cannot exist in two separate realities. They are both you, but they don't touch. They only touch in the idea that they are you. As you surrender more and more, you come to love the moment before you can even fathom a thought of judgment, good or bad. You become a being of love, whose only experience of anything is utter trust and flow. You will call this bliss, and it'll be your natural state soon. Stay open, choose trust, and allow my light to inform you deeper and deeper and deeper. This is was just what happened at the beach just now. Everything is perfect. I love you, and I'm right here, God. And I just remembered a moment when my grandma died, my dad's mom, and she died. I was still in corporate, and I didn't like my job. I didn't like that I was there, which it's perfect. The universe has to make you uncomfortable. Otherwise, you wouldn't move. I actually would not agree to this anymore, but that's a whole other conversation. At the time, I was not happy there. And so I complained, well, openly, but also mostly internally about everything all the time. Stupid, boring stuff that I had to do, which in fact wasn't stupid or boring. Just for me, it wasn't right. And I remember when my grandma died, I think think we went home right away. Yes, it was a weekend. And then a couple days later, I came back to the office. And because I was so preoccupied by, you know, like grieving, I had no resistance to the job. And so I actually got there, sat down at my desk, and just worked, just did. And I think I even thought like, oh my God, thank God I can give my brain something to do. And then I just did that thing, whatever I was supposed to do. Nothing has an inherent meaning. We give it meaning. And in that moment, it just unlocked like this wisdom inside of me. And I was like, oh my God, in this moment, all I feel is gratefulness, gratitude, just like a lovely flow inside of me. And that was me not resisting the moment. And it was just so apparent that I am the creator of both scenarios. I did the same thing in both moments just a couple days ago where I was doing exactly the same thing. It was not, oh yeah, that's the corporate job and that's the corporate job. It was the exact same task even. Because I finished on Friday, went into the weekend. My grandma died, went home a couple days later, came back to the office, continued the task, and felt completely different about it. And this memory of how different that felt and how all of it was my doing, that just stuck with me. And so, ironically, in a moment of grief, I experienced this non resistance, which is a huge part of the bliss state. Because to get to non resistance, you have to drop the judgment. And that's where the two worlds come into play. We are here to practice discernment, healthy judgment that makes us wiser, that makes us smart, that makes us choose the right thing. But there is a level of existence where we become pure love, where there is no resistance, no judgment, no thinking even. Just pure embrace, pure acceptance, and love for what is. And this is the second plane of existence, where unconditional love exists, because it is a land beyond conditions. All right. All right. I love you. This was day 13, I guess, I think. And I'll see you soon for the next day. Mwah.